Let's talk about something we love almost as much as our project cars and hot rods. Let's talk about tools, more specifically, tool storage. Come with me, I got something to show you. Now, I know that I'm in a unique position and I need to have my tools mobile. And there's a lot of guys out there that put together some toolboxes to go junkyarding, to go to the track, to go to special events, what have you. But I wasn't about to pay the Milwaukee pack-out prices, though believe me, they are a very quality piece. I've been around a few of them. So I picked up the Craftsman Tradestack. And I'm not trying to be a Craftsman fanboy here, but it's something that fit my budget, fit what I'm trying to do, and really, I'm impressed with the quality of the Craftsman Tradestack. Let's show you what's all going on with this one specifically that I picked up. So specifically, this set came with the bottom box, that middle center one, and this top one, which is actually just a giant, egg crate basically, which is actually really darn handy. I've been using it to put parts in the top, take the couple of tools out, in the field to the barn to do something, bring them back without having to lug the entire toolbox with me. And I'm sure you're thinking, that's great, but how easy do they come apart? Well, simple. That red button, the top just comes off. And that leaves you access to this guy, which opens up with some pretty solid latches. And you've got some dividers, some workspace to be able to organize fasteners as you're taking it apart. I kind of like using this as kind of a mobile little work spot while I'm, organizing things, taking things apart, putting it back together. It does have a nice seal around it, so it's pretty weather tight. I'm not going to say put it out in the flood, but it does keep things, the way they're supposed to be. Now the center one just comes out the same way. Set that aside. The bottom box, same idea. It's just a big box. Toss everything in it. It has one nice little, tray that you can put out, put some small things in that you need. Now, another nice thing is Craftsman's had the Tradestack out for some time. This little panel right here, what the heck is that for? That comes out and you're able to clip it onto the lid of one of your existing pieces. And if you've got Tradestack items, you can put them on here. They clip on the sides like the Tradestacks do, and you're good to go. Now you're gonna ask, how tough is this thing? Well, I'm not exactly a small guy. Let's just say portly at best. I'm sitting on it. It's solid. It's not cracking, not giving me any of those creaks or groans like it's going to give out under my weight. But I also know that there's something else you're saying, like, hey, that doesn't really give me a lot of room to organize my stuff. How can I get there from here? No, the Tradestack so far has been good in its as-found configuration. It's good. Is it perfect? No. But I think that's going to be the case with just about any mobile tool storage system. So let me show you some things that Craftsman has and how they work together to make this thing a little bit better on the organization. Let's go. So you need more space to be able to store your wrenches and stuff. Believe me, I went through that too. So I picked up this drawer set. I've got my metric and SAE. This is my SAE drawer. I've got the metric drawer right under it. And believe me, I work on classic American stuff and tractors. I don't need much metric, but I have enough to get me by. So these drawers have a nice solid latch you lift up on the bottom. The latches are out here on the end, and it's pretty positive. The drawer slides are good. I've got socket sets, some big wrench sets, 2 different styles, all the way up to 1 inch and a 1/16 in here. I would say that this piece itself, loaded the way I have it, it's probably 40, 45 pounds. Yeah, it's getting a little heavy, but you can still move it around. It does work out quite nice. So, the way I have this set up is my bottom box. That's the stuff I don't need all the time, but when I do, I can take it apart. I've got my wrenches and stuff in here that can come off. Next up, I have the little workbenchy organizer thing. That just flips into place, snaps into place just like that. Now I've got access to my wrenches and commonly used stuff. You'll notice I had my deep well sockets in there. That's because I use those all the time. So I can then open this up and I've got some organization for nuts and bolts. That way I don't lose them in the dirt or what have you. A place to put a few things while I work on them. And I'm good to go. I keep the egg crate off to the side. It's great for when I need to move things around. But, I still needed a place for my pliers and such. Let me show you what we've got going on there. But first, let's put the Tradestack plate back on. So I've got the Tradestack plate on here that adapts the Tradestack to the Tradestack. I guess the Tradestacks have been out a fair bit longer than the Tradestack. I know, it gets confusing. Tradestack's a slightly bigger one, Tradestack is a slightly smaller one. But I was given a very nice Tradestack couple of pieces for Christmas, and I figured this is the great time to be able to put everything together. Let me show you how this works. Let me just grab this right here. So there's little detents on the plate that the little feet of the Tradestack sit down into. It's got some clamps on the side that just bite into it. One side's a little stiffer than the other. I apologize. Just a second. There we go. The nice snap means it's in there. So now I've got another couple of drawers that I'm able to stack things in. I can speak, really, I can. So I've got my pliers there, and I've got my screwdrivers there. Now another nice thing is Craftsman was thinking pretty far ahead. They offer various socket sets and things in these nice little organizers. It's bolted right to the top. So I've got a nice set of socket wrenches here. Yes, I have other sockets, but this is going to work when I need to go run around and do things. And then I've got the impact bits and what have you. That just goes right back on there. And since I'm pretty much always using this by itself, I just leave it sitting there. Take it off, go do the things I need to do, bring it back, just set it there. Plus, when I don't need the bits and drill bits, I need the sockets. So it just works to not have it sitting there unless I'm moving it around. So by now you can see it's starting to get a little tall and a little heavy. Yes, this is about as high as I want to carry it around. But I mean, let's face it, we've got one more piece sitting here. How tall does it get? Let's find out. All right, I'm 6'2". This is getting a little absurd. I know. How tall is it really? Let's find out. It's about 57 inches tall. Now, yes, that's a little excessive to just cart everything around like that. But the nice thing is that you can take things apart and do exactly what you need to do. So if you just need a couple of pieces, you're just going out to do a very specific job, you know the tools you need, you can get things set up there. The egg crate in there, to me, is a little much, but it's a nice thing to have. To me, that'll go separate. If I'm gonna go to the track, you can bet that I'm bringing the whole 9 yards. All 57 inches of that is coming with me, because when you're racing, you gotta have every tool you need when you need it, no questions asked. So, is the Craftsman Tradestack the be-all end-all? It's got its flaws. You know, some of the things are hard to get into without taking it clear apart, but that's true of just about any mobile tool storage system, because you're not gonna take your, 54, 60, 72 inch, big box, push it out in the middle of where you need to go. But this works out well when you need to be mobile, to be able to go do certain jobs. If you're moving around, you're traveling, this works out pretty good. You're able to stash the tools you need and nothing you don't. So I'm pretty pleased with this. The Tradestack, is it the best thing in the world? No, but it's quite good for especially the price. It was pretty reasonable at the time that I bought it. It was Black Friday. They had some deals going on. Keep your eyes out. I don't really have any links to these, but I'll put some in the description so that way you can see what you're looking at. And if you want one of these, by all means, go for it. I also have heard that the DeWalt T-Stack fits on these with the Tradestack plate in there. I don't have any of the DeWalt stuff, so I can't tell you. This is just based on everything I've got sitting in front of me. I'm pretty happy with the Craftsman Tradestack. It's going to do everything that I want it to do. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you later.